What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Ashley. And we're back from a little hiatus we had.
Little?
Yes, just a little hiatus we had. It was just like a tad bit. It's a little bit.
So it's been almost 6 months.
No, it ain't. Yeah. October, November, December, January.
It's almost March now. It's mid-February.
Okay, that's 4. We're nowhere near 6.
Oh, I mean, if you round it.
We're not rounding. I don't know what kind of rounding that is. I'm here with my husband. Hey, honey.
What up, though?
How you feeling?
I'm good. What's going on? 2020, what's happening?
I know.
Clear eye view.
It feels good to be back behind the mic again.
Yeah, it does.
I was having a little itch, like, I ain't talked to the people in a minute.
She had more than an itch.
I ain't talked to the people in a minute. So, to all our listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for being patient with us during this little hiatus. So, Philmore and I had a amazing life experience, which is why we haven't been on the air for a minute. Would you like to share what happened, babe?
We had a seed.
What kind of seed? A pumpkin seed?
Oh, geez. No, not one of those. We had a baby. We had a child.
Yes,
a little boy.
We did. So we have been on mommy and daddy duty.
Mm-hmm.
And
for a long time.
Every moment of it.
For a long time. Before you even got here. For a long time.
Yes. So we decided that since we are back, our first episode should be about our baby and how baby makes 3.
Yeah, he shall make 3.
So, how has it been so far? How you loving it?
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Yes, I can't really give it a one word type of thing. It's just a feeling that is just great.
Just great.
I can't even put something to it. Never had this feeling before, so it's still kind of unreal. You look at him, you're like, man, he mine.
Yep, he yours, all yours.
Can't get rid of him.
Can't send him back. No returns. No exchanges.
I wouldn't get rid of me. So. Yeah. What about you?
Motherhood is amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I love my son dearly. He is a character already.
Oh yeah,
he is definitely a character.
He already.
Yeah, I would do the journey all over again for him.
Mm-hmm.
For him only. I don't know these other babies that don't exist yet. For him, I would do it. I would definitely do it. So we gonna start all the way from the beginning. Just catch the listeners up about the journey and how I told you I was pregnant. I feel like we still haven't got a sound effect button, doggy.
Yay!
So check this out, y'all. So back last year around April, my honey took me on a little Italian getaway for my birthday, right? And we went over to Italy, had an amazing time, hit up Venice and Rome and some places in between. Real cute, real grown folks travel,
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know how we do.
Yeah. So, while I was over in Italy living my life, I noticed, I was just like, I'm not really feeling too good, but, I ain't bad. Thinking maybe it's the food, different food, different ingredients. Maybe that's what it is. So, long story short, get back to the States. And
Hold on. Let's not do that.
Let's not do what?
Let's not rush anything.
Listen,
y'all.
Rushing.
She didn't tell me the whole time we was going a whole week that she was feeling any type of way while we was over there.
Well, I mean,
I did notice that, when it was, sometimes she was eating like regular, and sometimes she was like, nah, I'ma just nibble. I'm like, all right, well maybe she, I'm thinking we overseas, so she just not trying to try everything, but we over here where she want to be.
Yes, in Italy.
And it was kind of like nibble here, and then she'll eat a whole bunch here, and then it was just...
Don't say a whole bunch like I was just over there just going to town.
Hold on. I'm telling my side, because at first you wanted to just gloss over all that, so...
Go ahead. Go ahead with your story.
People know.
Go ahead.
I'm just letting the people know. But yeah, I couldn't tell. I really didn't. It wasn't like we were just... We did a lot. I ain't gonna lie. We did a lot. We did a lot of walking.
Yeah.
A whole lot of walking.
We did. We did a lot of walking. Especially in Venice. When we went on the gondola.
Mm-hmm. And slept on the hop off in Rome.
Yeah, we were so tired. We fell asleep. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea, but we did. Any other details you feel like I left out?
We back here in the States.
Gosh, all right, goodness. So, like I was saying, we get back to the States on my actual birthday. So the day after my birthday, the honey still had some fun activities planned for that weekend. So I'm like, all right, cool. But I don't know. Something just told me the day after my birthday, I woke up early that morning and someone was just like, you know what, just take a pregnancy test just to be sure, especially with all these activities your husband got planned for you, because you don't want to do nothing just in case you are pregnant. So I took the test, not really expecting a positive, just trying to rule it out to make sure I'm good to have my fun for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, pop some bottles and things. Lo and behold, that test came back positive. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Wasn't expecting that.
You see how she took you? Oh, all right.
Cool. All right, cool. Wasn't disappointed at all. I was just like, oh. It was just like okay. I didn't really know what to do in the moment. It was like, all right. So I just went back to bed.
Right. Just okay.
There wasn't enough to do. It was too early in the morning to wake you up, and I was just like, okay. Yeah, right. So I just went back to bed. So, we woke up later on in the morning, and while we were having breakfast, because by this time I was trying to figure out how I was gonna tell Phil. I'm like, am I gonna do this grand gesture? I was like, oh, well, maybe when we're out at dinner, I could present him with a gift. Or maybe when he comes home from work one day next week, I can do it. Like, I had all these ideas of how I was going to present it to him. And our conversation at breakfast was, interesting. Because he brought up something we had talked about previously. He was like, hey, you remember when we had that conversation, we was talking about, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah. He said, you know what? I thought during that conversation you was going to tell me you was pregnant. And I was like, oh. I said, nah, I won't pregnant then. And he was like, yeah.
I don't think she used that word, but...
I did, just see if you would catch on. I did. And he was like, oh, well, yeah, I thought that's what you was going to tell me. I was like, nah. So we finished breakfast. He goes in the kitchen to, to clean up or whatever. And I went upstairs and I was like, I might just tell him now. He done brought it up. He thought I was pregnant, so I'm just going to tell him now. So I walk back downstairs with the test, and I tell him to come into the living room because I have a surprise for him. I tell him to close his eyes, hold his hands out. So I put the test in his hand.
Pause.
Wait, why are you pausing my story?
Because I just want to put a little insight here.
Oh my gosh, go ahead.
Pause here. So while she's doing this, I know it's not my birthday. It's not. Not our anniversary has already passed. I ain't did nothing special for me to get no surprise. Especially when I got to close my eyes. She ain't never gave me nothing when I had to close my eyes. So I'm like, it's like something that she was just going to be playing. I'm be like, girl, stop, go on somewhere. That's what I had in my head. But continue.
So anywho, I put the test in his hands and I told him to open his eyes. And you going to tell the people your reaction?
Yes. Open my eyes with the towel and the test in my hand, and I had to really just look at it and be like, is this what I think it is? I had so much going through my head one time. Like, is this what I think it is? I'm like, what is this? I ain't never used a pregnancy test before. I shouldn't be, but
I was just about to say,
I never had to go buy one. Then I was like, what is this? And I looked at her and she over there looking at me like, Yup. You know that baby mama look. Yup. I wish you would look. But I asked her, is this what I think this is? Mm-hmm. And she said, yep. I'm gonna be a daddy? Mm-hmm. She's like, yep. I actually went to tears.
He did, y'all. It was so cute. Like, he walked away from me, though, as he was in tears. Like, I'm like, where are you going? But where are you going?
Because I needed a moment. She had her moment when I was asleep. So I needed my moment. So I walked away. I was in tears.
Yes.
So those who asked, when my child get here, they was like, will you crying? Nope. I had my tears way early.
Yeah. When he knew he was conceived.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, but I always told her, like, whenever we have children or whatever, that there was going to be this switch.
Yeah.
That goes up. I said, I know it's there. I don't know what it feels like, but it's a switch.
Yeah.
And I instantly knew it was the switch. As soon as it happened to switch, it was like, bam.
Yeah.
It was like a whole new life of, like, mindset and way of looking. And
yeah,
it was just like a whole new, like I just upgraded a computer or something. It was just like, oh, we have to get rid of all this software. Update this.
We need the new.
Right. Like it was the Matrix or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a beautiful moment. I enjoyed watching his reaction. I thought that was actually very, very sweet. And yeah, so I told him, and then weirdly, we just went about our day. We didn't really talk about it anymore that day. I guess we both just needed a moment to get our lives together.
You sure? I forgot about that part. I think I was going to the store.
Yeah,
or run some errands. You was just like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. I've been wiping my face. And
so it took a moment, and it was like, I was it the next day or maybe a couple of days later. It was like, yo,
people.
We legit about to have a baby.
The next day, I swear, the next day, the symptoms hit her.
It did, like a brick, like a brick. It was like my body was like, all right, you just told him, all right, and go.
I'm talking about the next day. I'm washing dishes and she on the couch doing all kinds of. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Listen, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. I was emotional. I was hot. My stomach was just not right. My back was hurting. Everything was just going wrong. My head was hurting. I was like, Jesus, somebody please take the wheel. It was just a lot. It was like all the symptoms. It literally was like it's like my body knew. It's like, all right, everybody know it. And just everything just went haywire. Right. It really was. So since we're talking about the whole symptoms and everything, how was the whole pregnancy journey for you from your perspective, from a husband's perspective, from a new dad? How was all that? I would just say
from my side of the whole 9 months, it was a literally journey. Yeah. It was an experience. Yeah. It was up and down with emotion. It was very different. I did adapt to it. Yeah. Because maybe I was cautious. And I tried to stay educated on, I had to do my own self-education on, what I need to do on my end. I mean, not at the very, very beginning, it was still known to me. Cause, I still had to have, her and, other people like moms and dads and other people just to try to tell me, explain to me what I need to do to be helpful for her. Right. Because I'm not going through the pregnancy. I'm just the partner that's looking at her while she's going through it. So I had no idea what I needed to do first, but I had to do some kind of self-education. And the good thing about it is I'm patient. So, yeah, it sure did try my patience.
Oh, did it?
And I'm talking about, I've never seen my patience get real thin. It was sometimes you got thin, like, girl, if you want pregnant. Girl, if you want pregnant.
Yeah, he was trying to throw me away.
Don't listen to this. But I said the next word would be, I think she didn't know. She know now. If there was ever a doubt in her head that I didn't love her, she knew. Through this whole entire process, that was all love. And I'm talking about unconditional, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
LOVE.
Dot.
Yeah. Shout out to Wale. But yeah, that was it, man. There was some times, man. There was some sacrifices that had to be done, especially as a unit for us and as an individual. Yeah. For myself, there was some some trying times, and there was just times where I just needed the outlet, the release, a break. Yeah. I mean, I know it. It may sound. I hope it don't sound bad to some people, but shoot, it ain't like we got it made. I had to do a whole lot, especially when it was getting later and later and later. Not only work all these extra hours to, do what we need as well as do house stuff.
Yeah, because my doctor told me sit down.
Right, pick up, and which I didn't mind, because she needed it. She needed the break. She needed to sit down, and and I know that's hard for her, especially being so independent that she is. It was hard for her to sit down. It was, but it was looking for the safety of her and the baby. Yeah. So a lot of it was trying, and I do appreciate that she noticed when I needed to have an out or a moment that she did let me have that, because I was all she had, so it don't need to beat up to help. Yeah. So I think, you definitely took over the role of a caregiver, and caregivers definitely need that break too, because it takes a lot of out of them, and a lot of people don't see that. The pregnancy was very trying, I would say. It was very challenging. Mm-hmm. Not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. It was just a lot going on, in addition to phases. Yeah, and then just still trying to be a wife, and still trying to be a good employee at my job, and still trying to just do everything that I do well, still trying to make sure I go to the gym, because I need my snatch back to be real after I drop this baby. I'm trying to do all of this. Wow. And, I was just tired. Like, just walking downstairs in the house, I was just tired. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And so I really had to, learn to be kind to myself, because, I just couldn't do everything I did before. And I had to be okay with that. And I had to realize that this is a process. Mm-hmm. And it's and it's 9 months, but it's a process, and to be kind to myself, and to really be okay with accepting help. I think I was okay to a degree with accepting help, but I am very independent. So me totally depending on someone, or just depending on somebody, period, to do something for me was challenging, because it was like, no, I can do it. And then when I try to do it, I'm just like, I am just done, one day, clearly, like, seriously, y'all, one day I dropped a bowl of chili on the floor in the kitchen. Yes, and I could not get listen, y'all, it took me forever just to get up the bowl of chili. Yep. And by the time I did that, because he had stepped out for a second, and I just texted him, I was like, it's just chili all over the floor. And I was literally having an emotional meltdown, because I'm like, it's so much chili. And then I was trying to clean it up, and then I got lightheaded, so then I had to sit on the floor and get myself together. And by the time he gets home, he was like, did you eat? I'm like, no, because the chili is on the floor. I remember I was at Target. I remember exactly. I was at Target because I had to go do a Target run. She told me the chili was all over the floor, and I was like, how? It's on the counters and the bowl. You take the scoop and you put it in the other bowl. I'm like, how's chili? Because I know that chili was out before I left. So I'm like, how's chili all over the floor? And then she was like, I'm all over the floor. I'm like, how though? But I didn't ask, no questions because, But then she started saying she get lightheaded because I think I had to make another stop after the Target. But I just was like, let me just go ahead and go home because she talking about she lightheaded and it's chili on the floor and she
and
can't
I'm just
get
a
it
mess.
up. And I'm like, oh God. And then so I get there. She got up off the floor, but there's chili all over the floor.
Yeah, it was a lot. So you see why we just couldn't handle recording with all the other mess going on. It was just too much going on. It was just too.
It was episodes of, she was right when she was trying to do stuff like get up early in the morning to go wash clothes and this, that, and I would be like, she need to just be sitting down. Mm-hmm. But because she knows she's gonna be done by 9 o'clock, like she's gonna be done for the rest of the day. Like there's nothing else she wants.
Done. Stick a fork in me, done.
But I wake up. Oh, right. She's like, I need to go to sleep. Why?
Tired. I mean, at work, tired, y'all. Sleeping through meetings, falling asleep on my desk. I hope ain't nobody listening. I mean, I was going through.
So chilling the juice.
I mean, tired. Like I cannot. Feet swollen, back hurting, belly hanging low, like to the point where when I would go downstairs in my building to the little cafe, they would already know my order and they would know what type of mood I was in based on my face. They were like, all right, listen, Ashley is here with the baby. Go ahead and make her breakfast sandwich. It was so, yeah, it was a trying time. It was an exciting time. Would I do it again? Probably not. Love my son. Love him dearly. That was a lot. That was a whole lot. Especially for a first pregnancy now. If that was, the second and third, I'd be like, ooh. But for the first one, that was a lot going on.
Yeah, it got to a point, yeah. I know later on to the pregnancy, it started to take me a whole lot too, because she started to get
more dependent.
She was getting less independent, more and more, and it was taking a toll on me because that's 9 months. That's a lot, especially when I had to rearrange work schedules and just to accommodate her. It started to take a lot, and I think it started to get to me, especially when we going to the doctor's office. I understand that you got to go to the doctor's office, so they can check on the baby and this, that, and the other. But for them, for the whole process, and us men, I know I've had conversations with a couple of recent dads of mine that I know. Yeah, we had the same conversation, like, what's the point of us coming all the way there just to go 10 minutes and say, oh, you're fine. You're fine. When it took us 3 hours to get here, we had to wake up. You had to get dressed, get her dressed, get her down to the car, make sure the car warm, get in the car, fight the traffic, find a parking spot, find a close parking spot.
That's right, a close one.
Walk her up to the seat.
Half time, just drop me off at the door.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie. It was an experience, man. Because I could tell, man, we had to cut out some stuff, man. I still try to make it, us time, but it was getting hard because she could do little stuff. Man, I remember the last time we went to the movies when she was pregnant. I swear, I thought she was finna tell us, I can't do this no more. I need to go.
Listen, y'all, it was so much. We was on the very back row. First of all, he got us tickets, reserved tickets in the very last row. So I had to climb like 12,000 steps to get to my seat, first of all, right?
It was called sacrifice.
So then when I got up there, I was just so uncomfortable. Like I kept shifting in my seat. I had like unbuttoned my pants. I had lifted my shirt up. I was having hot flashes. The baby was kicking.
If she did this in front of everybody else,
I didn't care who was around me. I'm like, bro, listen, I am going through. And if you don't like it, go find you another seat because, and they shouldn't have been looking at me. No way. They should have been looking at the movie. But it was just a lot going on. And so, date nights got a little less and less. And me cooking was just out the window. It was a lot of eating out because I'm like, bro, I'm tired. I cannot stand on my feet. I'm tired. Laundry was, if I can get a load of clothes washed, it was going to sit on the couch for about 3 weeks until we really started looking for stuff. And it's like, oh, I guess we need to fold this basket of clothes.
Yeah.
Everything was just like,
Yeah.
Housework, cooking, all of that. It took every ounce of my energy to get up to go to work.
Cause you stopped flying, what, 2.5 months before he got here?
Yeah, so we didn't really go anywhere. We did take one flight. I just had to go to homecoming for Hampton, y'all. So listen, I thought I could make it. So we took the flight. And first of all, I was so swollen when we got off the flight. It was ridiculous. Like, it really messed with my fluid level. So I was tired and I was just swollen. And so since I was so swollen, it hurt to walk. I was just like, well, this is the last flight I'm taking after the baby comes. So, I stayed with some family while I was there. And the day of homecoming comes and I'm like, all right, we're going to leave at this time. We're going to be there for here. We're going to go. We're going to mingle. And I'm going to sit in the student center for a little bit, rest myself, then go out and walk again and come back and, rest. Child, I think by the time we got to homecoming, they was probably in the fourth quarter or maybe the end of the third.
They was wrapping that game. They was wrapping it up. I'm talking about the sun. You could see the sun going down.
Listen, we made it, okay?
We made it, but
so,
it was
barely. In my head, I'm like, oh, okay. So when I got there to Hampton, hit up my homies and was like, hey, I'm here. I was like, but I'm hungry, so let me stop and get some food first, and then I'm gonna meet up with y'all. So the line was long. So by the time we got our food and ate, that was probably about an hour and a half that had passed. And then I was like, oh, where y'all at? They was like, oh, we're just leaving the concert. We over here. And I'm like, okay, well, that's close, so I can walk over there. So we walk over there. I think I said hey to them and was hung out with them for maybe 5 minutes. And they was like, oh, we about to go up here and meet so-and-so. And up there required me to walk up a little small incline. And I was like, oh, no, baby. I'll see y'all later.
Didn't see nobody else no more.
Didn't see nobody. I was like, oh, I don't know what I thought I was going to be able to do. Like, I legit was like, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fun. It was crazy. So Philmore and I left. I showed them around campus a little bit. I got to the back because the back part of campus is like where the water is. You can nice little areas where you can sit and just look at the water. And I got back there. Yeah, I was tired. I had to sit down for about 20 minutes to get my life enough and give me enough energy to walk back to the car. It was just a whole lot going on. So yeah,
I was just there for emotional support.
Yeah, so I would definitely say the pregnancy affected our relationship in terms of, I would say, quality time. We were together, but I don't think it was like quality time because it was mostly, hey, can you do this, babe? Rub my back. Oh, my feet hurt. Can you do this? It wasn't like a genuine.
Rub my hands, rub my feet, rub my leg, rub my shin, rub my back.
It wasn't a genuine, babe, how you doing? How's your day? Tell me what's going on in your world. It wasn't oh, I love you so much. It was just, oh, I'm tired, Chad. Just give me some ice water, please.
I need an ice pack.
Slice of ice.
I need an ice
right.
pack. I need the heating pad, the massager, the ball massager.
Yeah.
Man, we use a whole lot of oil. Trying to rub down these body parts.
Yes, it was a lot going on. But one thing I would definitely say I appreciate about you and that I learned through this whole process is, like you said earlier, yes, I know you love me, but I think this was definitely like the expression of love like I've never seen before. I mean, clearly because it's both for our first child. I think that was revealed to me. That was revealed to me. And just, your patience. Yes, like you say, they got thin. But you're a pretty patient guy. So you came through like a champ. And, your willingness to, because I signed us up for a lot of prenatal classes.
Man.
because this was his first child. He's never really been around babies. I have. So I just wanted to make sure that he had the basics covered, how to swaddle, how to do a diaper change, how to bathe the child, what to expect with sleeping habits and eating habits and the birthing process. Like I wanted him to be aware of that so that it didn't catch him off guard. So his willingness to just participate and be an active participant, I really appreciated that.
She didn't want to teach me on the fly, so she was like, "Nah, you gonna learn that."
Yeah, exactly. And that really worked out for us because I ended up having to have a C-section, and I was just no more good after that.
Let me tell y'all something. Now, this pregnancy thing, 9 months, yes, that was a journey. Trying to get him out. That was a whole nother movie. That was a whole nother movie.
That was a part 2 and 3.
How many hours we was in the hospital?
Let me tell you something. We was there for a week, all right? The doctor admitted us on Thursday.
Thursday morning, 10 o'clock.
Thursday morning. That child did not come until Sunday.
At 11:30
a.m. Did not come until Sunday. So the hospital was a whole separate journey, like you said. It was.
I thought I lived there.
It was. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. I don't even know how to say that, but it was just a lot.
It was a lot.
It was,
and
family coming in and everyone's excited. And what I will say to anybody who has not had a child yet or a first time parent, not to have too many people in your room, because that'll definitely be overwhelming. Because it was just so much going on, so many nurses and doctors in and out, so many just different variables that you have to consider,
right?
And to add family on top of that, while yes, you love them and they love you, it's too much. It was a lot. We had a situation where a couple of my family members popped up unannounced, and I was just lost it, and it wasn't ill-willed. They had no ill intention. They were just excited, and I was just annoyed because that was the first time I was able to get sleep. And as soon as I closed my eyes,
we both were asleep.
Yes, it's surprise. Hey, we heard so-and-so talk. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I would definitely say, to have these conversations early on, like, listen, I see y'all at the house, or we'll call you when the baby actually gets here, or whatever it is that you prefer. Of course, my mom was there for the long haul.
Your mom and your dad.
Yeah, my dad even drove up, which I thought was super dope. But yeah, outside of that, everybody else was just like, ooh, child, just give me like 2 seconds to get my life together. But the birth of our baby was still amazing, even though, child, the journey to get him here was crazy. And to hear that first scream, and that was a scream, I want to cry, that scream, when he came out was like, all right, cool, my baby's good. That sigh of relief, like he's here, he's healthy. All is well in the hood, and everything that I have just went through was well worth it.
Right. And what was really cherishable for me was that the whole pregnancy, when we went to the doctor, we did all the ultrasounds, we could never see his face.
Never. That boy hid his face.
He hid his face
the whole time. 9 months.
I'm talking about his hand was always had his face.
Yep.
Or, they would be trying to maneuver the baby, shake her stomach to get him to move.
He wouldn't do it.
He might do it for a split second. Boom. He was back to hiding his face.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I kept telling, I said, it was a joke, but I kept telling myself, if this boy come out here with 2 dots and a line as a face, I'm putting him back in there. Because, something you kind of want to know what your baby look like. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you might have a nose or cheeks, or, eyes or forehead or Now the side shots, yes, we can tell.
Yeah.
But you still want to know what your child look like. So when he came out, that was the first thing I wanted to see. His face. So she's sitting on laying on the table, and they got all kind of contraptions on her, and so I had to go daddy mode, like, oh, you want to see him,
follow the baby.
So he come out. He hadn't yelled yet. He still got his eyes closed, and the first thing I see him do, he has his hands over his face. I was like, if he don't move these hands,
hands been up there the whole 9 months.
And so I recorded it. They moved his hands, and they stuck their little finger up in his mouth, and he started yelling. Yeah. And as soon as he opened his eyes, the first person he saw was me.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. I captured on my phone. I was like, "Yup, that's me."
I think that's pretty dope.
Yep. He had Ashley's expression though. And I looked at it, that is, that's your woman's expression right there. But I was like, all right, we got a boy. That's him. That's my little man right there.
Yeah, I definitely think that's pretty dope. I know one of the things I've always wanted, said I wanted prior to us even getting married. I will always say whenever I did get married, I wanted to be sure that the father was very present in the child's life, because there are still some people who are married and parents are absent emotionally. They're there physically but absent emotionally. And I told my son, I said, I got you the best daddy. And I believe that to be true. And you flew into action and just proved my words to be true. Like, you have stepped in once again, because y'all had the C-section, and then I had the issue of I can't move.
Child, I can't move. Overtime.
I can't move. It hurts. I mean, to the point where I have 2 nurses in the bathroom with me, helping me to get it together. Like, it was. Listen, if you haven't had a baby yet, take this, experience lightly, because this is just my experience. I don't want to scare nobody, but listen, it was it was just a lot. It was a lot.
It was like every 30 minutes.
Crying because it hurt to move, having to go to the bathroom, but literally not wanting to get up because it's going to hurt like hell just to take 5 steps to get in the bathroom. And then I have to actually get over the toilet. That's a whole different issue. And then I got to get back up and get to bed. And then the nurses coming in talking about, well, you need to walk. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm listen, everybody leave me alone.
On top of that, you got a baby over here.
And on top of that, I have a baby that I can't get to quickly. So when my baby starts crying, I can't even get to his bed, which is literally right next to mine, but that still requires me to get up because the bed didn't elevate enough for me to just reach over. Right. So I can't get up like I want to. So guess who has to do that? Daddy.
Me.
So
I think I changed all his diapers.
You did.
If there was a diaper counter, I know I'm killing her in the diaper counter.
You definitely are.
Diaper counter, probably. Yep.
You definitely are. He changed every diaper. He did good with his swaddling, and it was just, and especially in those moments, I was so glad that you did those classes and you paid attention, because I was like, there's no way with everything going on and people coming in our room every 15 minutes, I would be like, babe, can you do move, listen to me, wrap that around, right. Lift this, like
tuck it like this. No.
Yeah, it would have been too much. So I was definitely glad in those moments that we did that. Oh God. Ooh, it's painful just to think about it. And then to come home and the list of don'ts I couldn't do, as far as don't drive, don't do any chores, no laundry, no cooking, no cleaning. Don't lift anything heavier than a baby. You can only lift your baby. Stay off the steps. Oh yeah, that's fun because we have a 2-story house. So I can't do that because we don't have a full bath downstairs. I need to take a shower. Yep. So I got to go upstairs. Getting upstairs was a whole nother issue once I got home with the baby. Mm-hmm. It was, oh God, it was just, I'm having flashbacks. Like,
listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. I believe that first night home was probably the longest night ever. The first night.
Because we got home on Christmas afternoon.
Yeah.
And that was because I was like, I cannot stay another night in this hospital because they genuinely wanted me to come home the day after Christmas. And I said, I cannot. I can't.
That had been the longest. Cause we get there, all the family come over, we eating, we trying to still and have Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Air quotes.
Yeah, trying to have Christmas, and everybody who wanted to see the baby got to really see him again, because he was going through in his ship, so he only was got to see him a little bit, but it was still draining. Had to clean the kitchen. Yes, I cleaned the kitchen. She went upstairs with the baby, her and my mother-in-law, and when it was time to go to bed, that's when it happened. That's when it happened. Because she still needed help getting out the bed.
Yep.
And then the baby, he was in his bassinet, and he was still hungry, and this, that, and the other. So she was trying to sleep, breastfeed,
cry.
And it was like, she couldn't get up and get him. I had to get up and do all that. So when he needed a diaper change, I had to do all that. So the pivotal moment when I was just like, Lord, this can't be, this can't last forever. I know it's not gonna last forever.
Right.
This pivotal moment where she had to go to the bathroom, and she couldn't hold it no more, and the baby started crying because he was hungry. I had the baby, literally.
He had both babies
because I was feeding him with the bottle. So I had the baby in one hand, took like a football, and holding the ball on his mouth so he could eat, and I'm holding her for resistance,
right? So I could just try to get up,
so she could slide out of the bed. And I knew I was stretched across that bed, and I was like, I felt like Samson in there. I was like, Lord, this cannot be it every night. Every night, Lord, this can't be it.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that night either.
I won't either, because I had a breakdown. I just cried. I was like,
she must have did it in the bathroom, because she didn't do it in front of me.
I was just like, I can't do this. I was like, I can't get my baby. I can't even take myself to the restroom by myself. I can't do this. And I was just like, no, because I did it in the bedroom. Because when I came out of the bathroom and I just stood crouched over the side of the bed, and I just cried. I was just like, he was like, what's wrong? I said, everything. I can't move. Everything hurts. And it was just, so here I am thinking that once I give birth, I'm like, all right, I should be progressively getting back to myself. I was just still a wreck. I was still a wreck. Okay. Here we are 7 weeks out, and I'm just now getting back to me 7 weeks later. Because them first couple weeks, I was like,
them first two? Yeah.
I didn't know if I was coming or going. And, again, like I said, the doctor was like, oh, stay off the steps, rest. But wait a minute. Pediatrician says I need to bring the child in 2 days after, we're discharged. So now I got to go here. And now go to that appointment. Oh, you bring him back next week. Oh, okay. So now I got to bring the child back. Oh, but wait a minute. I also have to follow up with my doctor. So now I'm like, well, I don't know what kind of rest this is, because now that I've been discharged, I got all these doctor's appointments, and now I go to mine. I'll go to the babies. The babies fine. I go to mine. They're like, you're not rested enough. I'm like, well, hell, you keep scheduling me to come out the house. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? At what point am I supposed to rest?
You know what was so crazy was these doctor visits took all day.
All day long. All day long. And then Philmore had to drive like an old man, because any pothole would disturb my whole body, to the point where it felt like they were cutting me all over again in my incision. And I mean, it was crazy.
She wanted to throw cups at me, because I'm like, baby, I'm going 45.
On the interstate, y'all.
On the expressway in Atlanta, Georgia. You know everybody passing you. You can't swerve.
He cannot.
So I keep dodging these potholes
he couldn't turn fast. He couldn't do everything. So yeah, it was a whole experience. I do think it brought us closer together, because For me, it was just me learning to let go and allowing people to help me, allowing them to be there for me, and me graciously accepting the help, and me learning to sit down. I have an issue with sitting down.
Yes.
So just learning to, like, my body is like, no, you need to sit down. Like, you have to sit down. And that was vital for me in my healing so that I could be the best mom that I could be for my son. So I also learned, in that moment too, that before I take care of anybody else in this house, I have to make sure that I'm okay, because if I'm not okay, I'm no good to nobody.
Right.
So I think that was definitely one of my lessons too. And just, like I said, we talked about the physical and the emotional. The spiritual part was huge for me too, because I definitely know that once I found out I was pregnant, I always prayed, but my prayer life definitely increased. As far as protection over the baby and just protection over us, and, growing our family, and for us to be the examples that we need to be for this child that, God has blessed us with, and making sure we just raise him right, especially in a world where so much is going on, and it's like, all right, I'm not gonna be able to do this alone, not just with you, not just with us. Like, we have to have God here to guide us with this child. So yeah, it was definitely an experience. I definitely love my husband more, for sure. I always loved him, but I definitely think that this took our love to a whole nother level. We'll never look at him the same again. He has definitely melted my heart all over again. I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think it was possible,
I don't
babe.
want to take all the credit, but you did go through this, and I do appreciate you, birthing my son, our first child. That is something I'll never forget, and it was you that did it. So yeah, I think the feeling is mutual.
The feeling is mutual.
It's mutual, because I had to protect the investment.
Protect the investment.
Yes, my wife and the unborn child. I had to protect. I had to make sure it was good.
Yeah.
So everything was good. I do want to say that during this whole process, I haven't done it yet. This only because dealing with being a father now, and occupies my time even more. That I did document or vlogged it, took pictures of this
the whole process.
Yep. I haven't done the video yet, but once I do, it's gonna take me a minute to get it together. So when I do, I will be posting it so everybody can see, some of the things that was going on. And
he about to be real. Actually, he about to show y'all all the crazy pictures where I'm just sleep on the couch.
Oh man, I'm talking about it. It didn't take her long. She was out sleep. I think that second trimester that was really good. I think that was the best trimester ever.
It was. But first and third kicked my butt.
But when he came down and sleep, oh man, she was out.
Yeah.
And you be looking at her, and she's gone. And I'm talking about she be gone for hours.
Yeah, my naps were like 5-6 hours.
And she's out. Get this remote. Flip it on when I want to watch. Like, she getting sleepy. And she's out. Yeah. So yeah, I will piece it together.
I'm interested to see that myself.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, edited and everything. I kind of look back and wish I did some other stuff, but during this whole process, you forget some things that you said you wanted to do with the process. So yeah, bear with me on if it's a cinematic.
Come on now, you about to make a whole movie.
It's gonna be that long, man. It's gonna be. I guarantee it's probably gonna be at least 20 plus minutes.
Yeah,
I guarantee it's that much content, because I'm talking about I'm getting her sleep. I'm getting her.
Yeah, trying on maternity clothes. He was
maternity clothes.
Gracious.
I'm talking about maybe walking through the mall. I got her with her mom, her best friends. I mean, we got baby shower stuff. We got all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We got all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
So any words of wisdom to any new dads or upcoming
one
dads?
thing I did say that when I was in the hospital when we was trying to get him out was that I really don't understand the dads who are not there.
Yeah.
During that process, or even the ones who don't even be at the hospital. Just really puzzles me. Like, this is a moment, and I understand that you have certain different circumstances, as that baby ain't mine, or that you and the other person's having issues, but sometimes you gotta put yourself out of it, and it's more it's not about you.
Right.
At that particular moment in time, it's about a God's gift that's given to you. So, so I applaud all the dads who are there,
who stayed,
who are there,
active
who are active,
yeah,
in their children's lives. These are the moments, because I look at him all the time and I just be like, I grow him up so fast in my head. It is crazy. Everybody keep telling me just enjoy it.
Yeah.
They grow up so fast, and he is. I swear to God, it's like the time he came out to now in 7 weeks,
totally different.
Yeah. Totally different. I just be like, oh, can I just rewind it? But I mean, I'm still taking. I got so many pictures and videos of him, and it's just crazy. It's like I just want to just be like, wow. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. I'm growing him up so fast in my head. I'm like, oh, I just can't wait till he's walking, he's moving, he's talking, or he's playing sports, or he's in school, or this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh God, I need to slow down. He's right here in front of me, so I just gotta just be patient. Because he's coming. He's starting to outgrow his clothes already.
He is, and while you trying to grow him up, I'm trying to keep him a baby. That's my little man. I just love my baby boy so much. He is. He's a character already. Has some personality, and I love my baby. I think any words of advice I would have for the fellas in particular, just make sure that you support your wife, girlfriend, baby mama, whatever the situation is, who's going through that, because pregnancy is, God knows, it's different for every woman. Some have it easier, some have it harder, but just emotionally support, whatever you can do physically to help her out, laundry, chores, go to the grocery store, whatever, just help her out and be there for her emotionally, because we go through a lot. We growing a whole human being inside of us, and it's a lot that we go through. So just, be supportive. And I would say for the women, especially the truly independent women like me, it's okay to sit down. Sit down and to accept help and be okay with it, and not feel like, oh, you doing so much, or I ain't gonna ask you because you already done so much, so I'm not gonna say nothing. It's okay to accept help. It's okay to sit down and rest. So that was my takeaway: rest. Definitely. Oh, but you guys, I'm so glad to be back. I am. I miss the mic. I miss podcasting with my husband. I did. I missed it. I did.
I can tell.
I did. You see,
she's all bubbly.
They should be able to hear the smile through the microphone. They should be able to hear this.
Yes.
All right. So since we are back from our hiatus, Philmore and I were discussing some things, and we came up with an idea. We're going to do a new segment every show. It's going to be A&P topics. So we will either have a question or a scenario, or just a point of discussion every week. We're going to add our 2 cents on, and we're going to post it on our social media sites to get your 2 cents as well. So
please comment.
Yes, comment, whatever you have to say about that particular topic. So this week's A&P topic, okay, it's going to be a scenario. Now, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Phil, you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so this is a scenario. I saw something as I was scrolling through social media. This is a scenario. So a man flies out a lady to Miami for Super Bowl. He pays for everything. So he pays for the flight, the hotel, drinks, meals, club entries, all of that. Everything they did in Miami, he paid for. He gets upset with her because she's mingling with other people and because she won't get intimate with him. So as a result of that, he cancels her return flight home. Okay. Leaves her stranded in Miami. So this is a 2-part question. The first question is, should she have gone to Miami knowing she wasn't interested in him? And the second question is, should he have just chalked it up and not canceled her ticket? What you think? I'm gonna start with you. What do you think?
Listen, all the real ones out here know the answer. They know what I'm going to say.
What's the real one? Go ahead.
First of all, she knows she shouldn't win.
Why? If a man gonna pay for it?
That's what's wrong. See, that's what's wrong with y'all now. This is wrong with y'all now. She met the right one. Left her butt there.
That's trifling.
How?
That's
she was being trifling the whole time.
No, how has she been trifling? She's just mingling and she didn't want to get him sex. So he was essentially treating her like a prostitute. Like, oh, I paid for this, so now you owe me sex.
So that's how we turn it.
That's what it is.
That's how we turn
That's
it.
what it is.
You don't know what it is. You don't know what type of relationship. They didn't go in to say, oh, they been, they didn't go in that type of relationship.
If you petty enough to say, I am canceling your flight home because you won't have sex with me and because I saw you talking to Sally, John, and Harry, that's crazy.
Let me tell you something. A man is only going to do that if he knows that he's going to get it or he has been getting it. So
now his ego is hurt. So because his ego is hurt,
listen,
he do something petty.
Listen, us men, we simple now. We simple.
Okay, you simple. Okay.
We only want to get fed. And have sex.
Okay.
We ain't about the bells and the whistles now. We ain't asking you to buy us no clothes. If we doing, we just tricking y'all. We ain't asking you to buy us no hotel, putting us up in there, flying us out. We ain't asking all that. We want to get fed and a little tail.
Okay.
Now, that's all we want. That's the two things. Now, y'all on the other hand, y'all want that bag. Y'all want the 2020 Lamborghini truck that just came out. Mm-hmm. Y'all want y'all lashes. Y'all want y'all face beat. Y'all want y'all hair done. Y'all want that new outfit. Y'all want that first class seat.
You got this long list.
That ain't what y'all want. Cause let me tell you, if I was putting y'all in the economy cover, y'all be like, his cheap butt could have put me in first class. Say it. You can't say it, nigga.
Well, first of all I do is fly first class. So I don't have nothing to do with that.
So you know, right?
I require a certain level.
Right. And depending on how much money he made, he could have put us in VIP. All these peasants over here next to me, I know.
No, it really depends on the airline too. Now, if you fly me on Spirit, I might have a problem with that.
See,
I'm going to have a problem with that.
You didn't come out
that
of
little
pocket.
shaded plane. I don't know. Listen, we don't have time for this. Listen, okay.
Let me tell you something. He did right.
I think he was trifling.
If she out there clowning, especially if he felt like he was being really disrespected. And she out there clowning, leave her butt there.
He could have chalked it up. This is my thing.
Chalked it as a what?
He could just chalk it up and just
he already took an L.
And said it. Okay, so he might as well just let her go back home.
Nah,
that's petty.
Nah,
that is absolutely petty. First of all, let me say
he getting all the L. He got the whole entire L.
No,
he let her come back home because all she would have did was just went on her little man way.
And that's fine. He would have been a lesson learned, and I bet you he wouldn't have did that no more.
He felt some kind of gratitude when he left her butt.
That's trifling though. Let me say.
She was already being trifling all the time.
Okay, listen. I will say the one mistake that she made is she did not have her own money. This is my thing. If you are going to do that, okay, speaking from a woman's perspective, if you are going to do all of that, go out of town and let the man cover for everything, like I said in previous episodes, always have your own. So if he does,
she messed up when she didn't have her own money.
If he does act up, you can get to wherever you need to. You can feed yourself. You can do this and be okay. So I will say that's where she messed up. However, her going down there, I don't think that was an issue. I do think it's a problem that he canceled her flight because I think that's petty. Like, because she talking to some folks and didn't give you what you expected, to me that goes to, okay, if I pay for all this, then I know she gonna give it to me. Now your feelings hurt and you just like, F it, I'm gonna leave her here. That's trifling. What if she had kids at the home? She had a job to be at. She had other stuff to do. So now you left her in a whole pickle.
Listen, you didn't go down there to be with Jim, Sally, and Susan. You came down to be with me.
So what?
What you mean, so what?
So if we go on a vacation, we gonna act like we not married. So our very first trip when we were not boyfriend and girlfriend, we were simply friends. And we went to Mexico.
I didn't fly you down there.
But you did pay for some stuff. Did you not? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So if I was down at the pool at the little swim up bar talking to Jim, John, and whoever,
we was friends.
Would you had an issue with it?
No, we was friends.
Okay. Were you expecting sex?
Nope.
Okay. So why was he expecting sex?
Because, like I said,
so if he was interested, then that's one thing.
But what I'm saying beforehand, like I said at the beginning, a guy's only gonna do that when he know he gonna get it, or he has been getting it.
So we gonna go on the assumption that he has not, and he thought he was, and now, so that validates that his feelings are hurt.
If he went down there and he didn't know was not a confidence in his soul that he's not getting none, and he ain't been getting none, yeah, he a dummy.
Oh,
he a big
my
dummy.
God.
Well, Red Fox said, "Oh, big dummy."
Oh my God.
I want to say a whole lot more, but he a big dummy.
Okay, I think he should have just chalked it up.
He's a big dummy.
That should have just been a life lesson. He should have chalked it up.
And what I always, hey y'all, my listeners, what I always tell y'all,
never play yourself.
Never play yourself.
He should have chalked it up, and she should have had some backup money.
For the ladies, yes, she should have had her own money.
She should have.
And you do have the ones who had their own money. Them the ones who say, "I'm a boss." All right, boss this Uber back.
That's fine. I can do that.
Yeah, so
see, I stay with mine.
But
so somebody act like butthole, I can do that.
What's crazy about it? This made headlines. She wasn't the boss.
That's facts. That's facts. I give you that. I give you that. Because if somebody did that to me, I'd be like, "Oh, bet. Hey, okay. I'm gonna get on the flight you on, and I'm gonna get first class to wave at you as you walk by me. Hey."
I wouldn't care.
Well, this has been fun.
It has.
I've enjoyed our little moment of coupleness. Is that a word?
We're back.
We are back.
Yeah.
Now we got to go check on our baby, y'all. So until next time, remember to follow and subscribe to us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Podbean, Spotify's. They like to say we own
everything.
We own everything. So make sure to check us out. And until next time, y'all, remember, love is patient, love is kind. We'll see you here next time. Peace.